Loop, Zod, Ragnaroth, do pop!
Ragnaroth Enterprises.
How's it going, everybody? Rich from Ragnaroth Enterprises here. And so we got a lot of new news from Gamescom, and today I'm going to talk about the Dragon Ball FighterZ trailer. So we didn't get anything terribly new in terms of characters, basically just kind of showing what's been confirmed recently. However, it's the first actual gameplay of the characters in motion. That's what I was looking for. Also, I apologize if there's any noise in the background. I'm not in my normal place to do recordings, so bear with me. I apologize though. And we get to see gameplay of Piccolo, Krillin, Android 16, and Android 18, or Android 18 with 17. And I gotta say, they all look great. Piccolo basically plays how I imagine him, using a lot of stretchy arms, far range moves. He seems like a more far range fighter, as I would imagine with Piccolo. And then we got Krillin, who's also kind of another far range character. If anything, maybe more so than Piccolo, but more so with projectiles. Piccolo more with, in line with, say, like Ghost Rider or Dhalsim, if that makes sense. And then the Android gameplay probably impressed me the most, as I figured, because I really like the androids. 16 is kind of also how I imagined him, being kind of a grappler. I love that pile driver he does to 18. That's great. Light shootout. It's fantastic. Then we got 18 with 17. Now, as you've probably heard in my top 10 characters I want in Dragon Ball FighterZ, I'm not too happy about 17 not being his own character. While I'm still not thrilled about it, this does make me a bit happier, because they're 18 and 17 are so much in tandem together, so many attacks. It is almost kind of like you're being two characters in one, and it's just very cool to watch. And I guess it does make me kind of want to use 18 more, and it is, I guess, killing two birds with one stone. And to say if maybe I did feel like playing as 18 as opposed to 17 one time. And another really interesting thing I saw later in the trailer is that you can see Krillin in place of 17 in one of her attacks. He's doing, like, they're in kind of the same pose that you see them in, that you see 18 with 17 in a couple times. So this leads me to believe that while I don't think 17 is going to make the base roster, I do think it is possible that maybe he could be DLC. The reason I don't think he'd make the base roster is because why would they not just announce him saying, like, hey, he kind of works the same way as 18 does, them kind of working together, he just has his own different moves as well. That's what suggests that, he's probably not making the base. If he does, hey, I'll be thrilled. I'll definitely be thrilled. But I am a little happier seeing how they work now, and I think it would still be great. I think it'd be really cool to have a team with 16, 18 with 17, and Cell, like an all-Android team. Technically, I guess you'd have 4 on one team. So yes, I think that was, cool news, and I think it is more clarity on that. I do hope 17 is at least DLC. Then it seems like we got a little bit of the story, showing like evil clones of some of the characters wearing like in kind of a Goku Black kind of color scheme. Funny enough, and interestingly enough, the Destroyed City does kind of remind me of the Destroyed Future in Trunks' timeline during the Chapter Black arc. Granted, no green sky, but still similar. It does seem like they are kind of focused on Android Saga future timeline with this what if story, with 16 come back to life, and I am totally fine with it, because out of all the arcs in the original DBZ, the Cell arc is probably my favorite, to be honest. I don't know if I'm in the minority there, but that's, it's my favorite, and I think, it's great seeing more references to that. And I think that's another reason I really like the Chapter Black arc. The only disappointing thing is we didn't really get to see gameplay of Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. I think it's because they're actually unlockable characters, because they also announced that if you pre-order the game, you'll get early access to them in the game. So I guess maybe that's why, because they're actually unlockable characters, which makes sense, I guess. And, that's an okay pre-order bonus. I personally kind of like unlocking characters. I think that's another thing I'm in the minority with. But, hey, it's always good to have. 16 was, I think, a surprise for a lot of us, at least some of us. So, I'm hoping, maybe this will help, maybe a couple movie characters, maybe at least, like, Deborah, at least. But yeah, I think the characters basically play is exactly how I imagine them, and, as I already said before, I am a little more happier with the 18 and 17 situation, and I could actually see some of those tandem attacks being reversed, and 17 being the player, and then 18 just coming in and doing their attacks. Nothing they really did aside from that thing that 18 is known to do to Vegeta, where she kind of just like kicks him on the ground while he's struggling to get up. So I think it could be reversed, and I think it could help make them both playable without having to make two unique fully moved sets that are accurate to the source material based off of it. But I think that's it for today. As always, another time, another place. Channel link to Mark Yoon Art's channel in the description below. Keep being awesome.